Hi everyone, this is Barro, and I'm here to teach you how to find the zero of rational function. In finding the zero of rational functions, there are four steps that we need to follow, and here are those steps. Step 1. Factor the numerator and the denominator of the rational function if possible. Step 2. Identify the restrictions of the rational function that make the numerator and the denominator equal to 0. Step 3. Identify the independent variable that make the numerator equal to 0. Step 4. The restrictions of the rational function, which is f, is the value of independent variable that make the numerator 0, that are not restrictions of the rational function. Now we have already these steps. All we need to do is to apply it in a given rational function. Now, let's try to solve this equation or rational function. F of x is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 8 over x squared plus x minus 4. This f of x symbols as a rational function. And this upper side of the rational function will be our numerator. And this lower part of the rational function will be our denominator. Now, we have already the rational function. Now, according to the step 1, we need to factor the numerator, which is this one, and the denominator, which is this one also. Now, in factoring that rational function, this would be the result. X plus 2 times x plus 4 over x plus 2 times x negative 2. This would be our factored. According to the step 1, this would be our numerator now. And this would be our denominator, which is our numerator is x plus 2 times x plus 4, and our denominator is x plus 2 times x minus 2. Now, let's proceed to the step 2, which is identify the restrictions of the rational function that make the numerator equal to 0. Now, in finding the restriction of the denominator, we should make this one. X plus 2 is equal to 0. X plus 4 is equal to 0. Now, in going to find the restrictions of this numerator, we're going to do this. X is equal to negative 2. We will copy this variable, or we will go with this one in this area. And we should change the symbol into this opposite sign. Now, let's do it in this equation. So, x is equal to negative 4. Now, we're going to do this also in the denominator. X plus 2 is equal to 0. And x plus, no, it's wrong, sorry. X minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, we're going to do this again. X is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to positive 2. Now, as you can see, this underlined word will be our restrictions of the denominator and the numerator. Now, this x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to negative 4 will be our numerator's restriction. And this x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to positive 2 will be our denominator's restriction. Now, we're going to proceed to the third step, which is identify the numerator's restrictions that make the numerator equal to 0. Now, as you can see, this will be the restriction or the independent variable that make the numerator equal to 0. But the x is equal to negative 2 is not the restriction that make the numerator equal to 0, because it is not a restrictions of the numerator, because it is also a restrictions of the denominator. So our restrictions of our independent variable that make the numerator equal to 0 is x is equal to negative 4. Now, this will be the 0 of the rational function or the given function, rational function. Now, I'm already done in finding the rational function of the given. I hope that you learned something from me. Thank you guys and goodbye.